Choppy waters in the market. Let's talk about it today in Card Chats with Robert. Hi guys, this is Robert Rivera with the Rivera Trading Group in association with Train Trading Academy. And we have been experiencing quite a bit of choppy waters in the market the last couple weeks. And it's kind of showing us the flavor of the summer. For those of you who have been with us from the beginning of the year, you can see a difference in how price is moving. And, we have to basically adapt to it. We can't really play it like it's the spring. Okay, so how do we go about doing that? Number one, follow price action. You always want to follow price action anyway, but for sure during the summer months, be sure that you're doing so. The strategies that perhaps you were using as far as moving averages or Fibonacci's or pivot points or whatever, they may still apply, but more importantly, you're going to have to follow the price. Because what you see is price breaking zones of resistance and then reversing. You see it breaking zones of support and then reversing. And there seems to be a lot of movement within the range. And that perhaps may be the best way for us to take advantage of it. But my point is, make sure that you're following the price. Whatever price is doing is what you want to be following. Don't be too rigid with your strategy. Follow price. Number two, use the 50 moving average to gauge your entry or your exit. I've been talking about that now for almost 3 weeks. The 50 moving average has been very powerful. And I'm going to show you here in a video just a moment ago, just a moment, about what happened last night with the GBP USD pair and how you could have used the 50 moving average to gauge your entry and perhaps also your exit. I used it as an exit last night. All right. And then number three, take minimum pip goal. Do not linger in the market. Do not think that you're going to be catching a runner. You could perhaps catch a runner. And in fact, just yesterday, GBP USD gave out like 90 some pips. But here's the thing. It gave 90 some pips if you stayed up all night to catch it. And I'm just not willing to do that. I'd rather catch my pre-London moves, which is what I've been doing, catching the pre-London moves and then go to bed. Waiting till 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning Eastern for the move that may or may not happen, to me, is just not worth it. It's going to be a long summer, so you don't want to be doing that. You're going to be tired, you're going to be exhausted, you're going to be irritable. Then coming back to the market the next day, to me, it's just not worth it. Okay, so do not linger in the market. Set your minimum goal. Perhaps adjust your goals. If you are doing 50 pips, perhaps you go for 30 pips. If you're doing 30 pips, perhaps you do 20 pips. Whatever it is that you have to do to, save your energy for another day. That's the bottom line. Let's go to the video now so you can see what the movement was last night on GBP USD and how you could have taken advantage of the movement using the 50 moving average.
Okay, guys, so this is the setup from last night on GBP USD. Well, mostly. We noticed how price had been on a downtrend since the day before. Like I mentioned, it went for like 100 and some pips after it broke the 50 moving average yesterday. And basically now after it dropped so hard, we're basically either going to be entering consolidation or we're looking for the break of the trend line to get an early entry up. So if you noticed, once price crossed the trend line and it mounted over the resistance, all it did and all it could do is go all the way up to the 50 moving average and then drop down. By the way, that blue line over the top is a 200 also. So when you have the 200 and the 50 basically at the same point, as I was mentioning yesterday in the video, when the 50 crosses over the 200, it's usually game over as far as which way it is going to go. In this case, we saw price break the trend line, jump up, come down, retest, and jump back up. That's about 33 pips or so. I took less than that because, again, I did not want to endure the drawdown or the pullback. So on the first spike up, I took profit, and that was enough for me to meet my goal for the night. But I just wanted to point out to you how price, once it got to the 50, it stopped. Then it came back down, went back up, trying to break it again. It couldn't. And then once it gave that wick, again, the second red candle that gave you the wick, that was a sell signal right there. And that went for a significant amount of pip to the downside. But since we're talking about choppy waters, once it crossed the trend line, I was looking for minimum pip goal and took it. and went to bed. The rest of it happened much later, and to me, it's just not worth hanging out, spending hours to see what the market is going to do. Just took my minimum pip goal in situations like this and just go to bed. The summer months can be like this, where it's choppy, and again, you don't want to. I don't want to be up all night working on these. I just want to get my goal and go get some rest, because tomorrow will be another day. And that's it right now, guys. So these are some of the profits from last night. Let me see. I had a false start on that GBP odd. Again, because it was so choppy, I went ahead once it broke and I took a minimum pip on that one. It ran right into a pivot point and it started wicking at it, so I went ahead and closed it. And sure enough, it dropped soon after that. So that's what I mean by taking quick profits. And then on GBP USD, that first move was the first impulse as it broke over the top. Again, minimum pip calls, that was like 10 pips. And then once it gave the retest, which is the red candle that you saw coming back down after the impulse up, once it gave the retest, I took that also for a minimum pip code, like what, 8 pips or something like that. So in total, it was like 18 or 20 pips or something like that when you put it all together. And that was it. I just not interested in giving my profits back to the market once I have it. So I closed it and went to bed. As you can see, the clock says there 2:36. By 3 a.m., I was in bed. Um, the actual move happened like at 6 o'clock in the morning is when it actually made the big move. And to me, it's just not worth hanging out all that time just for that. When I can get my pre-London moves and then get some rest. Again, tomorrow's going to be another day. All right, guys?
So in review, guys, follow price action. Use the 50 moving average to gauge your entry or your exit, and take minimum pip goal. It's just not worth it during the summer months to lose the profits that you got during spring. It is best for us just to take the quick, short spurts of impulsive moves, take our profit, and just get out, live another day. Again, this is Robert Rivera with the Rivera Trading Group in association with Trend Trading Academy. And I hope you found value in this content. And if so, please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. God bless you.